trying to escape. These people are living in the path of one of the most powerful storms ever to form in the Atlantic. Scenes of chaos at Miami International Airport as cancellations keep nervous passengers waiting for flights out.
We are over 5 million people in South Florida. It's going to be terrible. This is a mess. There's no way to go anywhere.
Everything was, sending the signals that it was a very powerful storm, so we better stay away.
It's been the same story on Florida's roads, with petrol pumps drying up as people rush to get fuel before the storm hits. So there's an awful dilemma for residents still here. Do they stay put and try to ride out the storm, or do they leave their homes behind and try to move to safer areas? Some forecasters now predict Irma could veer further to the west than previously predicted, sparing the populated areas of Miami and Fort Lauderdale the most severe winds. After seeing the destruction in the Caribbean, as well as the flooding in Texas and Louisiana from Hurricane Harvey 2 weeks ago, people here are simply waiting, doing whatever they can to prepare for what Irma does next.
And Giles Gibson joins us now live. Giles, can you give us details about the preparations? How is the evacuation process going?
Well, the evacuation process just to the south of where I am in Fort Lauderdale, in Miami-Dade County, there are reports that they've had to, that they've ordered the evacuation, they're carrying out the evacuation of 660,000 people. That's an estimation, which would be the biggest ever evacuation that Miami-Dade County has ever carried out. We don't have figures for the entire state, but certainly evacuations are going on in areas where authorities are most concerned about things like storm surge and the strong, powerful winds that could be hitting Florida in the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. As you can probably see behind me, the wind is already picking up here as some of the sort of very edges of that massive storm center start to hit southern parts of Florida before the arrival of the really powerful, perhaps Category 5 or Category 4 storm in quite a few hours. So people here are really preparing themselves for what's to come, although the latest forecasts are saying that the storm is going to take a slightly more westward path. And so Miami and Fort Lauderdale, which until recently had been expected to be hardest hit, perhaps might be spared some of the winds as that storm moves a little bit further to the west towards Tampa.
Giles Gibson live for us from Florida. Thank you for that update.